let's talk about how the government manipulates the masses into receiving Antichrist agendas and eventually into receiving the Antichrist himself. To understand how they manipulate the masses, we must understand and break down the Hegelian Dialectic, or Hegel's Dialectic. For those of you who don't know what the Hegelian Dialectic is, that's totally okay. I'm going to give you a very dumb definition. If you have a better definition, you can put that in the comments, okay? Hegel's Dialectic is a process towards a particular solution or change through the use of conflict and opposition, okay? In the Hegelian Dialectic, there are three stages: the thesis, antithesis, and the synthesis. And I'm going to break this down using a real-life example. If you lived in the United States during 2024 to 2025, around election time, you more than likely experienced Hegelian dialectic manipulation. They do this all the time. They've been doing this for decades, but last year, 2024 to 2025, was horrible, okay? It was real bad. So reminisce with me. You're living in the United States. It's 2024, 2025, and it's about to be a whole new election, okay? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are currently in office. They are the authority over the United States, okay? The thesis is the current state of affairs. The current state of affairs. So the thesis of that time was that, okay, you're American and you have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as your political officers of America, okay? That's the thesis, the current state of affairs. Now, it's election season. Remember, here comes Donald Trump, who is the literal antithesis to Joe Biden, or at least they are presenting him to be the literal antithesis to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. He is the antithesis. The antithesis, what do you mean? He is the opposition, the challenge, the conflict to the current state of affairs, okay? If you were a liberal, you're more than likely looking at Trump as the antithesis, but if you were a Christian at the time, you probably saw Kamala Harris when she ran as the antithesis, okay? If you didn't realize it, now you know. This last election was targeted to Christians. They already knew and had already planned who was going to be in office, whether you realize it or not. They knew Trump was going to be the president. But the thing is, they have to manipulate the masses into believing that they're putting Trump in office. But no, you're not. Your vote isn't putting him in office. He was going to be in office whether you liked it or not. But they put the election, they do things like elections and votes to make you think that, oh, I did something. I put him in office. You didn't do a single thing. They Hegelian manipulated you into thinking you did something by this election process that uses opposition and conflict to manipulate you and drive you to a side, okay, based on what they give you. Now, because the target was Christians, we're going to look at this from the Christian point of view. If you were a Christian, you probably saw Kamala Harris running for president, and you were like, oh, absolutely not. She represents everything that I'm against. She's promoting this. She's promoting that. There's no way she can be in office. She's the literal embodiment of chaos, opposition. She is your antithesis. If you are a Christian, that's more than likely how you felt. Because she is the antithesis to your values, because she is the opposition and the challenge to you, what do? You're going to go the opposite direction. Why? Because typically when challenge and opposition occurs, humans have a natural fight or flight response. We're going to fight or flight. And what Christians did during the running of Kamala Harris is you flighted or fighted and went the opposite direction, which was Trump, unfortunately, okay? And even if you didn't like Trump, which most Christians or a lot of Christians didn't care for Trump, they went his direction because he represented everything that, or not everything, a lot of the things, or was saying a lot of things that Christians did value. Make America Christian again. We're going to bring Bibles into schools. We're going to bring prayer back into schools. As a Christian, you're hearing that and you're like, shoot, bring them on in. A lot of Christians were like, heck yeah. I don't want this girl in the office and she's promoting this and this. I know. Bring him on in. But you don't realize that you ran straight into a trap. You see, what the Hegelian dialectic is, the way they manipulate it, at least, is they put in these oppositions, they put in these the obstructions in the road and these traps. And again, your fight or flight, when you see trouble, when you see opposition, oh, I'm gonna move. But what you don't realize is you're moving in the direction that they want you to move in. You're moving in the direction that they planned for you to go to. It's manipulation. They knew you were gonna vote for Trump. With that's all you had. All you had was Trump, and then you had Kamala's and the two opposition. I mean, you're gonna go to Trump. Most of y'all went to Trump, and that's why he was in office, okay? They manipulate fight or flight response by purposefully planning opposition to get you to go the direction that they know you'll go. If those are the only options you have, they present your options before you, and they know, well, if they only have these two options, Christians, of course, they're going to go vote for Trump, and they already wanted you. That's who they wanted you to vote for. They wanted you to vote for Trump, and that was the trap. That was a trap. That's why they had him saying, "Oh, we're going to make America Christian again. Oh, we're going to put Bibles into schools, and we're going to bring prayer into schools. We're going to protect the children." They're saying all the things they know Christians are going to eat up. Okay? Now, for many of you who are listening to this who may be supporters of Trump, you may be asking, well, there's no way he's a trap. I didn't run into no trap. Trump's a Christian. He really is. He has a prayer board, and he's been visiting churches, and he's bringing Christianity. He said he wants to make America Christian again. Well, if you're saying all that, that's valid. Those are valid questions, but you have to ask yourself, why now? Why is it that now of all times are we being pushed with this agenda of making America Christian again? Now, that sounds a little harsh for me to say, agenda to make America Christian. What are you aren't you Christian? You should be happy. But no, but I'm questioning, why now? Why now? Of all times, why is it that now this is a huge deal to make America Christian again? First of all, America was never Christian. Okay, this is a Freemasonic system and a cultic system, but that's neither here or there. Why is it that now they are progressing this ideology of making America Christian? Why are they doing this now? The reason for that is because the Antichrist has come. He is here. He is here. He is the wolf in sheep clothing, and he is ready and aching to unveil himself, to reveal himself. He is aching to be received, but he cannot reveal himself until he knows that the masses are ready to receive him. The only way that they will know that the masses as a whole is ready for the receiving of the Antichrist is if they know that Christians are ready to receive the Antichrist. If Christians are ready to receive the Antichrist, then everyone is. Because Christianity is the only opposition to the Antichrist. Followers of Christ is the only thing that can oppose the Antichrist. But if the very people who are supposed to oppose the Antichrist are voting for him, receiving him, desiring him, then the masses are ready to receive him. In these times ahead, especially in these end times, it is so important that you are discerning. Just because someone uses your vocabulary, says that they agree and promote the things that you agree with, says they are for you, does not mean they are. This nation has to be Christian first before it can be Jewish, because it'll be through Jewish law, through Noahide law, that the Antichrist, the false Messiah, controls the nations. Remember, whoever the Messiah is to the Jews, because again, they don't believe in Jesus as a Messiah, whoever the Messiah is to the Jews will be the Antichrist to the Christians. So when you hear things like, let's make America Christian again, I hope you know that what he's really saying is, let's make America Christian again so that it can become Jewish for the false Messiah to rule and reign.